everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is your first time here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've been here before, shout out to you for coming back. So today I am going to share a really personal, really fresh truth with you guys. And the only reason that I decided to vlog it is for the fact that I want to know, or I want to document, should I say, where I start, so that when I reach my end, or when I get to the destination that I'm supposed to be at, I can say, okay, well, this is where I started. So as you can tell from the title of this video, today I was laid off from my job. So to give a little background, I went to school for mass communications with a concentration in broadcast journalism. When I first started college, I wanted to be on television. You could not tell me that I was not going to be a news anchor on your local news channel. But as I grew and began to take my major classes, I saw that, or I began to have a love for radio, and it was like we just clicked from the time that I started my radio production class to my advanced radio production class to my internship. Like, I loved everything about radio. But to be honest, I just feel like radio does not love me. And when I say that because my journey with radio has been a roller coaster, to say the least. Like, once I graduated school, I began the same journey that all graduates, well, not all, the majority of graduates begin when they graduate school, is to find a freaking job. So, probably about like a month after graduating, I had an interview for a promotions assistant job with one of the local radio stations. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. I'm so excited. I can't wait. And I interviewed. The guy loves me, and he tells me that I'll be hearing from him soon. So like a couple days later, he emails me and tells me that I got the job, but they have a hiring freeze, so I can't start until after July. So I'm like, okay, cool. So July comes, and I reach out because I haven't heard from him, and he never responded. So I had a job, but I didn't have a job. So that was the first time radio broke my heart. So over the course of the next 2 years, over the course of the next 2 years, I would basically go through this roller coaster with radio, like having interviews, moving on to the second round of interviews, but ultimately not getting the job, until I landed, by the grace of God, the job that I want to say currently, the job that I just lost. So, in July of 2017, I applied to work at the local radio station. And it was just literally off a whim, like, okay, I'm going to do this. Like, it was just random. I always applied for radio jobs. Like, at the time I was teaching, so I was on summer break. So it was just like, okay, let me just, fill this out. Maybe I could do this part-time or whatever. So I filled the application out, and I low-key had forgot about the job and even filling out the application. So around, I want to say, the middle of August, like August 18th, 19th, something like that, received an email, and it told me to come in for an interview. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Like, I can't believe that I have an interview. Like, I'm so excited. This is going to, like, I'm claiming this job right now. This is going to be my job. I got it. Boom. So mind you, the school year hasn't started yet. So I'm like, this is perfect. If I interview and I get this job, I can quit my teaching job before the school year even starts. So I go through my first interview, nail it. Like, I felt like I did a wonderful job. And apparently so did they, because they invited me back for a second interview. So by the time I got the email for my second interview, the school year had already started and I was teaching. So I was kind of just like, okay, God, like, I still trust you. I know that you have a plan. I know that I'm going to get this job. Like, I'm not going to stress it. I want this job. I got this job. It's mine. I got it. So like a week later, I was at schools. After school, we were getting ready for back to school night. And I got a call from this random number. And I answered. I was like, hello. And they were like, hi, Miss Gilbert. We're calling to inform you that you have been given the job of broadcast associate for this station. Would you like to accept? And in my mind, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to accept it. Like, what? In radio, in the city that I was born in, like, my dream job, like, hell yeah, I'm going to accept it. But you know, cool, calm, and collected, your girl was like, yes, I would love to accept the job. My email with my offer letter and everything, like, it was literally one of the proudest moments of my life. And if you actually go on my Instagram, the offer letter, no, the tweet, the day that I got the job is still on there because I was that excited about it. Like, I was just like, this is the point in my life where my life changes, like, where my purpose begins, my destiny begins. Like, this is it. Like, I am so excited. So that was in October of 2017. So fast forward to today. It is August 2nd, 2018, and I was let go. I honestly don't know how to feel. At the moment when it happens, like, I had no ill feelings. Like, I wasn't emotional. I wasn't crying. And which is crazy for me because those who know me know that I am a cry baby. I cry at everything, y'all. Like, literally, I cry at everything. Disney movies, cry. Anything that will bring you to tears, oh, your girl's gonna cry. Like, always. Oddly enough, when I was called into the office, I didn't cry. Packing my stuff up to leave, I didn't cry. So, the crazy thing about it is, before I even got called into his office, his assistant came to me and she was like, hey, so-and-so wants to meet with you at 4:45. So I'm like, okay, girl. So she walks away. And literally the first thing I thought was, damn, people get fired at the end of the day. So I'm like, no. Like, don't even think like that. Like, you're not about to get fired. Like, why would you getting fired? Like, you ain't stole nothing. You ain't did no dumb stuff. I mean, I've been late a couple times, you know. But, like, I haven't done anything. Like, I haven't done anything that's a fireable offense. So I'm like, girl, just put it out your head. Just pray. And you gonna be, like, you gonna be good. Like, everything's gonna be fine. So I text my best friend. I'm like, girl, my boss wants to meet with me. Like, I don't know how to feel. She was like, you're going to be fine. It's going to be okay. And boom. So I put it out my head. So then the assistant calls back. And she was like, actually, he wants to meet at 5. So I'm like, oh, shit. I'm getting ready to lose my job. And I'm like, no, relax. Like, you're not about to lose your job. So the whole day goes by. And I kind of put it out of my head like I wasn't thinking about it. So 5 o'clock rolls around. And he comes to get me. And I walk into the office. And there's a lady in the office, and she explains that she's from HR, and of course you can figure out what happened in the meeting. So the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like completely calm. I'm not crying. Like, I felt myself about to cry, but it wasn't like overwhelming, like you feel it rising. Like, it was just like I feel the tears. So I thank them. I walk out, and she was like, okay, I need your keys. And that's when it started hitting me like, damn, I really just lost my job. So I go to my desk and I give her my keys. And then like my coworkers are still at their desk. So like everybody is so oblivious to what's going on. So she was like, I also need your parking pass. I'm like, damn, y'all trying to let a nigga never come back, like ever. So I go outside and I get my parking pass, and I start talking to my coworker, and he was like, what's wrong? I was like, I just got laid off. He was like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then so we're talking as I'm like packing up my stuff. He was like, yo, you're so calm, which is the opposite of everything that I am. Like, I'm a lot of things, but your girl is rarely ever calm, like rarely calm. So he was just like, it's kind of freaking me out. And I'm just like, honestly, and this is when it hit me, like when it really hit me, it's just like, this sucks really bad. Because it's just like, I'm 25, I'm in my career, like, this is what I want. But maybe this isn't what God has for me right now. And I just, like, it hit me like a sack of bricks, and it's just like, this sucks, but I'm going to bounce back, because I know whatever God has for me, wherever he wants me to go, I have to be free and available to do what he needs me to do and go where he needs me to go. And if you have watched some of my videos before, I did a vlog on my purpose a couple months ago, just speaking about how, like, I didn't know what my purpose was. Like, if it was where I was currently at, which is radio, if it was what I do on the weekends, which is I work with kids at a youth group at church. Like, I didn't know what my purpose was. And right now, at this very moment, as I'm sitting here, like, literally a couple hours off being laid off, a feeling that I never thought that I would ever experience, just because it's just like, you don't think about stuff like that. Like, you don't think it's ever going to happen to you. I still honestly don't know what the next step is. Like, of course, this will give me more time to work on my wig business and to give YouTube more content, and just to work on myself as a brand and things that I want to do. But it's still just like, dang, like, this is what I wanted to do with my life, and now I don't have that anymore. But it's just for, like, what I keep telling myself is, it's just for right now. Like, whatever's next is next. And I'm not going to sit here and stress about it and cry, because that's only going to make it worse. What I am going to do is just pray. And, like, maybe I'll cry. Which, it's so crazy to me that I haven't cried yet, because that's, like, your girl is a crybaby. Like, I literally schedule cries. Like, oh, wow, I haven't cried in like 2 weeks. Oh, let me schedule one for Wednesday night. Like, literally. But I haven't, like, and I haven't even felt those, like, super sad emotions. Like, the only thing I honestly feel is peace. Like, I feel like I'm at peace. Like, what's happening is supposed to be happening. And I feel like that's the best thing about this situation, is the fact that I'm not flying off the hinges or going off or hysterical. It just shows me that, like, I trust my God enough to know that I'm going to bounce back. Like, and it's crazy to think that there's something better than where I was. But with God, like, when you want for small things and you just show him your desire, he will give you something way bigger than you ever thought that you would have. So, to wrap this up, I just really want to say that I don't know what's next. I don't know if I'll wake up tomorrow and be super depressed, because it's just like, damn, I really don't have my dream job anymore. But I'll be okay.